Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Tell your friends out there in the rotunda it's time to rock and roll. Shabbat and roll. You got your announcements. Yes, okay, good. You should help me lead the service tonight. Well, I'm really glad everyone's sitting as far back as possible. Feels nice that way. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Shir Hamalom. Baruch Adonai. Et Shivat Zion. Chayinu kechomim. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We've got, well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone, first of all. You're a chatty bunch tonight. It's good. That's part of Shabbat, right? Is being happy to see each other. My favorite holiday that is not a Jewish holiday is coming up. So I'm thinking a lot about gratitude and Thanksgiving. So this prayer came to mind today. God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Let's try that together. God, Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. All right, here we are. It was Elaine. Elaine said to me, Rabbi, I barely recognized you. I admit it has been a little while since we've been together. Well, since I've been together with you, you've been together. I had a birthday. I had a trip to Disneyland. And then last week, better than both of those, I got to be up at Camp Stein with 90 religious school kids from Congregation Beth Israel, Kol Ami, Temple Solel, Temple Chai, all together. This just kind of joyful, exuberant, big Jewish fun. It was phenomenal and a beautiful way to spend Shabbat. But I've missed your faces, so I'm happy that we are together tonight. Let's center ourselves in this space with some cleansing breaths. Let's be here. Let's be here now. Getting ready for the fall. It's finally beautiful out, and it just couldn't be nicer to be here in the desert at this particular time of year. So to light our Shabbat candles, one of the ways that we create sacred space, of course, is by bringing Shabbat light. I am going to invite, do I have a volunteer? I feel bad. Yep. Beth and Lori. Yes, beautiful. Beth and Lori, who really were happy to volunteer, and they put their hands up enthusiastically. If you'll please light our Shabbat candles tonight and bring your joyful light as you are just shining tonight. Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, matches. That's what that is. I do know what those are. Real live matches made of wood. Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Thank you both. We'll continue with Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 5, and 9. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai Adonai 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 Pnei Shabbat. Be Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'olam, gam besimcha u'soch olam, toch emuneh am segula, boi kala, lecha dodi likrat kalai, Adonai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, v'kalela, lecha dodi likrat kalai, Adonai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. You may be seated. We'll turn to the next page where it is indented in the middle. Tzadikataman Ephraim, Keres Balanon, Let's turn to page 144 for the Chatzi Kaddish. We'll separate here with the Chatzi Kaddish between our preliminary, our kind of rev up prayers from the meat of our service, which begins with the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, bagala, bagala, u'vizman kariv, ve'imeru, amen. Yehi Shemei Rabba Mevorach, Le'alam U'Lalmei Almaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yitale, V'yithalal, Shemei Dekudesha, Brichu, Le'la min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, ve'imeru, amen. We take a moment now to ask for God's blessings on those who are observing a period of Shiva or Shloshim, the immediate 7 or 30-day mourning periods. If you wish to, we invite you to please stand at this time so that we may ask for God's blessings upon you. Hamakom yanachem etchem, may you be comforted among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We continue together with the Baruch Hu on page 146. page, we'll read together in the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah potech sha'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzevaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimlo chalenu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Next page, 150, let's read together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night, we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel. Ohev Amo Yisrael. I was teaching Introduction to Judaism this week on Tuesday night, and I got into not a debate, but a conversation with a lovely young woman who's studying Judaism, but also curious because she also finds great meaning in polytheism, in kind of a Wiccan version of understanding the universe as these individual sources of divinity. This was new for me. Hadn't encountered this much before. And her question was, what's the difference between acknowledging the holiness in each of these things and acknowledging them separately versus saying that all of these things have holiness in the way that they work, and yet they're all brought together by one source? What the what, right? What? So what's the difference between saying there's holiness in the sun, and there's holiness in the moon, and there's holiness in the land, and there's holiness in the sky as separate entities of holiness, versus there is one source that makes the sun shine, and one source that makes the moon glow, and one source that makes the waves crash, and one source that makes the land solid beneath our feet? I had never really thought of it the other way, and I still don't. But for us to consider when we come to the Shema, we say God is one. It just rolls off our tongue like it's an easy thing. But what if we are to really consider the way the world works as a source of unity that not only brings the world into one creative function, but also us together as one people within it, working towards it, towards hopefully one sacred purpose. Let's consider it. Let it not just roll off your tongue, but let it be really a thought and a prayer for us tonight. Page 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai turn together. You may be seated to the next page, 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emet. Page 158. And when we picture that source of unity that we all are moving towards, we perhaps are walking towards, how are we walking? Where are we walking? Where are we going? We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. Let's sing that together. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking Page 162. Are you ready? Got that nice little sweet song, but now we need the ruach. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayin hafash, Shabbat vayin hafash, Shabbat vayin hafash. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Page 164. Let's stand for the Amidah. Page 166. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, כל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממיר ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. You may be seated. Page 174. Find favor, Adonai, our God, with your people Israel, and accept their prayer and love. May the worship of your people Israel always be acceptable. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your spirit upon us. Let our eyes behold your loving return to Zion. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai hamachzir shechinato letzion. Take this time for our own private prayers and personal reflections. We'll continue with our prayer for healing. You can find Mishaberach on page 371 as we think of those who are in need of healing, whether it is physical healing, healing of body, or healing of spirit, or healing of soul, whether we are grieving, whether we are mourning, whether we are thinking of someone who's sick and we want to be there for them. In every way, we seek wholeness, both for ourselves and for those we love. Page 371. Tonight, and you'd like to say their name out loud. Thank you. Yes. Who else are we thinking of tonight? If you're with us tonight on the live stream, you can please feel free to put the names of those you're thinking of tonight and offering support to in the chat. And tonight in our community, we are wishing a refuah shlema, a speedy recovery to Menachem Rachmiel Ben Betzalel, Jason Byer, Stephen Black, Ronald Black, Courtney Carpenter, Holly Connor, Robert Covino, Shmuela Batfega, Gail Gratis, David Grady, Andrew Hayden, Melissa Joy, Renee Kierman, Saul Kierman, Jeffrey Klein, Jeffrey Kuznetsky, Alicia Lopez, Irene Lubin, Pam Meyer, Jaden Michael, Arthur Jackson Moltz, Cynthia Poor, Don Rosenblum, Louis Rosenblum, Robin Rosenblum, Chaya Miriam Bat Yeda Ruchel, Eileen Schwartz, Michael Robert Senecal, Alan Sherman, Larry Spiro, Don Steckler, Shira Chassa Bat Auden Sterna, and Avram Kobe Ben Margalit Vered. Let's turn now to prayers for our community, prayers for our country, and prayers for Israel, page 376. We'll read together at the bottom of the page. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. We say amen. Sha'alu shalom Yerushalayim, yishlayu ohavayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and may those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. Shabbat shalom. Oh, I found it. It was under all my stuff. How's everyone? How's the temperature? Are you warm? You're good? All right, as long as you're happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. Zichrona livracha. May her memory be a blessing. These are the words that we say when we hear the news that someone has died. These words are the comfort that we offer to our friends who are learning to live for the first time in a world without their loved one. In Judaism, we don't linger on the ideas of soulful rest or eternal sleep or heavenly peace. Even in death, we focus on the experience of the living. We strive to carry forward the best parts of our loved one. And this is why we tell their stories at Shiva. Jewish tradition teaches us to talk, to say out loud the names of those who have died. And we wade through our grief by upholding the values and the lessons and, yes, the blessings of our loved one's memory. I spent the first part of this week at a board retreat for the Women's Rabbinic Network, also called the WRN. The WRN is an important part of the Reform movement. We strive to provide professional growth opportunities for women in the rabbinate. And as a board, we work to ensure equitable compensation, access to family leave, and support to our colleagues who suffer from harassment or abuse in the Jewish workplace. We have a busy agenda. At our board retreat this week, one of my colleagues, Rabbi Janet Liss, offered a Devar Torah on this week's Parsha, Chaye Sarah. The title, Chaye Sarah, literally means the life of Sarah. But instead of recalling Sarah's life, the Torah portion opens by telling us that Sarah has died. V'tamat Sarah bekiryat arba, hi Chevron be'eretz Kanaan, vayavo Avraham lispod l'Sarah, v'liv kota. Sarah died in Kiryat Arba, now Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham proceeded to mourn for Sarah and to bewail her. Rabbi Liss shared her Devar Torah in the form of a eulogy for our matriarch. It is with great sadness that we are here today, Rabbi Liss began, to mourn the death of Sarah, beloved wife of Abraham. For this is what we do when a loved one has died. We open ourselves to their memory, and we invite their stories to become a part of us. And so tonight, as we remember the life of Sarah, we say for her what we say for all those whose lives we carry within us. Zichrona livracha, may Sarah's memory always be a blessing. And it is, quite literally. When we offer the first prayer of the Amidah, we say, Baruch atah Adonai magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Familiar? Okay, good. Just making sure you're listening. Sarah's memory is quite literally part of the blessing that we say so regularly. We just said it, but it wasn't always this way. Some of you may remember a few years ago meeting my childhood cantor Barbara Ostfeld. Janie, you planned the luncheon. You remember. Our book group had read her memoir, Catbird, a few years ago, and she later visited with us as a Centennial Scholar. And she shared her story of what it was like to be the first woman ever invested as a cantor. When I was about 9 or 10, this is the early 90s, I remember sitting with my mother and Cantor Osfeld on a Shabbat evening. And they were discussing this new trend that congregations around the country had begun adding women's names to the Avot prayer, calling it Avot of the Imahot, not just fathers, but fathers and mothers. Instead of saying only Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, they were adding Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel. And I remember Cantor Osfeld explaining that this addition recognizes God's unique relationship, not just with the patriarchs, but with the matriarchs as well. And during that conversation, Cantor Osfeld and my mom, they decided that our community would become one of many who chose to reprint the prayer with the imahot, with the mothers included, and post it inside the cover of the prayer book. Do you remember that? Anyone have a relic like this one at home? This is Gates of Prayer. This is the prayer book I grew up with. And in the back here, we have the newfangled version of Avot Ve'imahot. It was stuck in the back of the prayer book. Y'all remember that? Do we do that here? Yeah? So 10 or so years later, when Mishkan Tefillah, the prayer book that we use today, came out, the names of the matriarchs were included from the outset. My children today would be surprised to ever hear the prayer said without it. And for the kids here who study for their bar bat mitzvahs, Sarah's blessing is not an addition to Abraham's. It's just a part of the way we say it. On Tuesday, Rabbi Liss retold the story of Sarah in eulogy form. And it is my honor to share with you tonight her words. Rabbi Liss taught, like her husband, Sarah was born and raised in Ur of the Chaldeans. She and Abraham left home at 65. Yes, it was time to go. What? Everyone started laughing. What did I say? They left home. It was time to go. They were 65. Good luck, everybody. Have a nice journey. Sarah underwent changes in her lifetime. God changed her name from Sarai, my princess, to Sarah, just princess. But Abraham did not treat her like a princess. She was at times treated like his property and handed over to other men. Not once, but twice, both to Pharaoh and to King Abimelech. But both times she was returned to her husband through God's intervention, and Abraham was rewarded with gifts of sheep and cattle and slaves and silver. Twice, not once, this happened. As the expression goes, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. Sarah had been barren for many years at age 76, and through her great generosity, she gave her maidservant Hagar to Abraham so he could have a child. Once Hagar conceived, jealousy arose in Sarah, and eventually she drove Hagar into the desert, beginning a conflict that has lasted in the Middle East to this day. That is some legacy. And at the ripe old age of 90, upon hearing that this is even more than leaving home at 65, upon hearing that she was to give birth, her initial response as a very postmenopausal woman was to laugh, because who wouldn't? When confronted by God, she did not have the self-esteem to stand up to God, and at 90, she gave birth to Isaac. Tragically, upon learning that Abraham was willing to sacrifice her precious one, her only one, she dies. The post-mortem states that she died of heartbreak. Sarah is being buried today in the cave of Machpelah, which was purchased by Abraham to be used by their descendants and venerated for years to come. We often speak of Abraham with such reverence, but today we remember our matriarch, Sarah, and hope that after a lifetime of heartbreak, future generations come to memorialize her by remembering her and the imahot who follow her until the end of eternity. Zichrona livracha, we add. May her memory be a blessing. Baruch atah Adonai magen Avraham be'ezrat Sarah. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, Abraham's shield and Sarah's help. As we recall these chapters of her life, I imagine sitting at her shiva, hearing story after story about all she endured, hearing about the choices that she made and the many times in her life when she didn't have a choice. And I'm left wondering, is Be'ezrat Sarah, blessed is God, Sarah's help, the blessing that Sarah would have chosen? Is being a recipient of God's help truly the enduring message of her life? As we know, in Hebrew, names have meaning. Sarah, as we said, is commonly understood to come from the word sar, which means prince. So when feminized Sarah, it means princess. And you know, as a kid, I loved hearing this meaning of the name Sarah, princess. But I wonder if we can dig deeper into her name. The word Yisrael means to struggle, or perhaps more poignantly, to persevere. And the root word of Yisrael is sarar. Liana Wertman from the Torah Studio explains, this isn't just a fun grammatical experiment. This is a new opportunity to understand Sarah. This verb points to Sarah's endurance in the face of a hardship in the way that the word princess cannot. It can also imply her wrestling with what she's done, processing her trauma over time, and contending with her own actions and the actions of those who hurt her. This verb allows us to see her inner work, not just as a possible part of her story, but as a necessary part. This new take on Be'ezrat Sarah sheds new light on Sarah's blessing. With God's help, Sarah persevered. With God's help, Sarah wrestled. With God's help, Sarah became the mother of a new nation, the nation that will soon be named Yisrael, the people who, like Sarah, our mother, struggled with God. And so tonight we remember Sarah. And in doing so, we find new meaning, new blessings, and new strength in her story. As a descendant of Sarah, as a Jewish woman who shares her name, I hope that her blessings will abound in me and in all of us. Zichrona livracha, for every person who has struggled like Sarah, leaving a home they've loved. Zichrona livracha, for every person who has wrestled like Sarah, overcoming abuse from a spouse or a partner. Zichrona livracha, for every person who has persevered through a journey of infertility like Sarah, fighting feelings of jealousy or shame along the way. Zichrona livracha. And for every person who has laughed like Sarah at the way life twists and turns, with God's help, we, like Sarah, endure. So this Shabbat, Parshat Chaye Sarah, may Sarah's name and life forever be a blessing. Amen. Thank you. It is my pleasure to invite Allison Kierman to share some announcements, things that are happening here at CBI. We always have so much on the table, and I'm sure more to add even after you read what's on the page. I'll keep it.
We do. Is this on? You know, sometimes I read these before I come up here, and I think you all need to get your calendar out, because otherwise you're definitely going to forget. Tomorrow morning, we have Torah study at 9 a.m. There is a special screening of the movie Unbroken, presented with the Arizona Jewish Historical Society on Sunday at 3:30. We will be having a traditional Shabbat dinner following services next Friday in the museum. Registration is open and preferred. Join Erev Rabbi Saul Kay next Thursday, November 20th at 7 p.m. for the first session of a 4-part series called Davenology. Explore the power of meditation as a Jewish ritual practice, deepening your connection with the divine. Registration is also available online. For the 50s and 60s, who hopefully have left their house, join us on Friday, December 5th for the first Friday Shabbat. There will be services and dinner at a local restaurant. Mark your calendars for the first Friday of every month. And a special thank you to tonight's greeters who had me, Marilyn, who I came up with, and hopefully everybody feel welcome tonight. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Allison. My additions are Knit Mitzvah this week, Thursday, 5 to 7 in the Hall of Memories. If you knit or crochet, or you just want to hang out with me and Rebecca, we'll be there. And book group, December 9th. It's a Tuesday. We're reading On Her Own by Kehilah Kedoshah, and Natalie Silverman will be back by then, and she is leading our discussion. So I hope you'll join us. I think that's all I got. Oh, did we mention that next week for services we're joined? Jackie, will you tell us a little bit about next week's Shabbat service, and then we'll jump back in. Oh, yes, please. No, please stay here for the rest of the service, always.
Sure. Next week, our temple choir is going to be joined by the church where I work, Mountain View Presbyterian Church. So both choirs will be here. We will be singing Thanksgiving songs as well as some of Saul's original compositions. So it should be a beautiful evening. And then a number of us will be joining together for the Shabbat dinner.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jackie. So lots to look forward to. Like Allison said, mark your calendars. Let's turn to page 586 and stand together for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aranzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gohur aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim veyoser haaretz umoshav yikaro bashamayim mima'al ushchinatu zo begavhei meromim hu Eloheinu einod emet malkeinu efes ulato kakatuv betorato v'yadata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim bashamayim mima'al ve'al haaretz mitachat einod v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We'll stay standing as we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. We are remembering so many tonight in our community and loved ones whose death has occurred in recent days. Tonight, we are remembering Harris Berger, husband of Susan Berger, and Sheila Brody, the mother of Barry and Robin Brody. And we remember those whose yahrzeits occur at this time. Tonight, we are remembering Israel Abramowitz, Rita Bear, Noreen Berry, Jeanette Becker, Ann Berger, Sarah Cares, Herman Channon, Edith Channon, Bonnie Kogan, Frank Colton, Jason Cook, Philip Copeland, Helen Diamond, Elma Diamond, Harry Efren, Goldie Fisher, Sarah Gold, Celia Gorodsky, Shirley Kahn, Mary Katz, Harry Krell, Sarah Landy, Sharon Tiebski, Rebecca Liebzone, Barry Leverant, Doris Levy, Milton Lipnick, Isaac Lipson, Minnie Mark, Richard Miller, Jack Monheit, Elaine Nadeau, Arnold Nedwin, Hal Ober, Adrian Oakner, Sheldon Roth, Esther Rubenstein, Samuel Seidelman, Martin Stone, Millie Tauman, and Dr. Stephen Wallach. If there are others you are remembering tonight, whether for Shiva or Shloshim, we invite you to add those names at this time. If you're with us online, you can please feel free to put them in there as well. We also remember the 6 million who perished in the Shoah, including the 1.5 million children who have no one to say Kaddish for them. And as always, we recall with admiration the soldiers and civilians of the state of Israel who have given their lives for our Jewish homeland. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may all of their lives be for a blessing. We recite Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divra cherutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayachon uvyomechon u'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Bagala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shmei Kedoshah b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all those who are in mourning and comfort to all who are bereaved as we say together, amen. We'll conclude with a prayer for peace, followed by Kiddush and Motzi. You may be seated. I'm going to change my mind. I had a thought. It wasn't the one. We'll do. May the one who We've got a little kiddush here. Does someone want to pass around? Thank you. Oh, no, Marty's got it. Rabbi, thank you. Careful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim ve'shabbat kodesh le'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashavat. Amen. L'chaim. Wait, I have to pull the saran wrap off first. No one saw. Don't see a thing. Okay, ready? It's a challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'teavon Shabbat Shalom. Have a beautiful rest of your night. I'll see you at 9 a.m. for Torah study.